Chicago, welcome into the Chicago Sports Podcast presented by Goose Island.
Honk to the honk, Kevin.
Goose Island is the official beer of CHGO. Find one of their Chicago locations at gooseisland.com/locations. What's up, everyone? What's up, Fox Lake? What's up, Ray CDJR? We are up in the showroom here, and we are giving thanks on the Thanksgiving edition of the Chicago Sports Podcast. I am Kevin Kaduk, head of content at CHGO, joined to my left, Mark Carman, Kacy Standohar, Greg Braggs Jr., and on the board, Lawrence Benedetto. What's up, guys?
Is this Braggs' debut on this show?
No, I've been on this show before.
Not with me.
But
this is your debut.
Wait, hang on. Kev, why does your hair look like this in this photo?
My thing? I don't know.
What happened here?
He's got big hair.
You got big hair in this photo that we just took.
Dude looks good.
But yeah, the first time I ever came on these airwaves was this show.
A CHGO pod, maybe May or June of 2022.
Wow.
Now we're thankful that Braggs is here full time with us.
Every day you got to deal with me. But I will say, Kevin, you do have, all due respect to Adam Hogue, who's walking by right now, so earmuffs. But you do have the best intro to the show.
That was a good intro.
Chicago! I love it.
That's a Patrick Kane reference from a championship rally.
Okay.
He did that.
Okay.
It had a few suds. Right.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like everything about
So
the show.
he was like me at every watch party. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
We've had a great day so far. Cole Kmet was out here.
Cole Kmet
the
not-
CHGO Bears podcast.
Is Cole Kmet the greatest guy that's ever walked the planet? Is that too tall for Cole Kmet? I don't know. He's like in the team photo.
Absolutely. He laughs at your jokes, so I know that I know why you put him up there.
I think he legitimately thinks I'm funny.
I think so too.
It's a miracle.
Cole is an awesome guy.
Cole's the only guy
a
that
great
gets
tight
me.
end.
Cole's a great tight end. Cole's the greatest bear of all time.
Greatest tight end.
I'm thankful for Cole Kmet.
Greatest tight end of all time. Greatest dude of all time.
It's giving thanks.
Greatest
Today is giving
looking.
thanks.
It is.
I'm thankful for our guy Ray, and we want to tell you about Jeeps on the Run, December 3rd. It's their 11th annual event. 500 Jeeps will leave Ray CDJR at 10 a.m. and they will fill over 2 semi-trucks full of toys. You see all the toys on set here, Toys for Tots. They also have a Jeep Wrangler that is 100% donated by Ray CDJR/Chevrolet, and funds collected will go to purchase even more toys. There's only 3,000 Jeep tickets sold, and you don't have to be present to win. Go check that out. You can buy the tickets at jeepsontherun.com. You can also join the after party at the Lincolnshire Marriott. You don't have to have a Jeep to attend, but doesn't hurt. So 1985 band will be playing there. Marine, Santa, food and drinks, fun for the entire family. So put that on your calendar. Ray has helped JOTR become the largest single donating group for Toys for Tots in Northern Illinois. And join the conversation for Jeeps on the Run, a Facebook group. It's been awesome. They've been awesome.
Huge support. It's awesome to be out here. If you look, we're giving you the free oil change, the whole thing, but you can't help but walk through this lot right now and want to buy about 7 cars. I don't know what Kacy's buying on her way home because she's asking everybody for a ride. I think she should buy a car and be done with it.
I had a Jeep Patriot when I moved to Chicago, and then I said, it's too hard to have a car in this city. I'm going to sell it, but being here makes me want to buy a Jeep again.
There it is.
This would be the place to do it. This would be the place to do it. Hey, Black Friday sale coming up on the CHGO locker, up to 90% off your favorite CHGO items. So make sure you check that out. It starts at midnight on Friday. And look, you may want to wait. It goes through the weekend, but the sizes may not be there. So if you've had your eye on something, you want something, buy it right away. Buy it when the clock strikes midnight or when you wake up on Black Friday.
Do people really get cars like for Christmas? Like, do you like go outside and then there's like a big red bow in the car? Because that seems like my dream.
It happens
the
for
right person.
It happens for rich people, Kacy. Strategize your dating life.
I feel like that would be great.
Would you like that now? Obviously that would be great to receive a car as a gift. But would you want a say in what the car was? Like, if
I wouldn't care.
What if you open up the door and that was not what you wanted?
Well, is it like a used car?
You know,
As long as it was new, wouldn't care.
Okay.
You're like the person in The Price is Right who just anything they would behind the window.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Like a puppy, like you want to pick your your puppy, but what
Nope.
if you got one as a gift?
I
Would love
completely.
it.
A surprise puppy.
A lot of women don't pick out their engagement rings, and they still love those.
Well, that's a little different than a
Just
puppy.
saying.
Not my ex-wife. She picked it out.
Well, X being the operative word there, so I guess the process.
Look, I would just,
It's a
be, I would
delicate
just
area.
be grateful. Cars,
Thanksgiving.
puppies, diamonds, whatever.
All right, this week's Taking Care of Business Award, powered by Carman, goes to our guy, Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields, 16 of 23,
Yes.
169 yards
Yes,
and a touchdown,
Justin.
18 rushes for 104 yards. Didn't get the win because of the Lions, but it was not his fault. It was someone else's fault. It wasn't Justin's.
He was very, very, very good, and I'd love to see. I think this week is huge from an evaluation point. If they're still having this evaluation, because he did not play well against Minnesota. Now you're playing Minnesota again. You're going on the road. How do you bounce back? How does it look different? Big week for Justin.
Absolutely agree. And that leads us into my first topic here. We're going to be talking about the things in Chicago sports that we're thankful for. But first off, I just kind of wanted to say, like, after that, we had a 5 or 6 week break from Justin Fields as quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He was hurt. And it kind of felt like in that time, any position you wanted to take on Justin Fields, like, everyone really got entrenched in, right? If you thought, oh, this is a guy that they had to move on from, you're not going to win with him, you double down on that, triple down, quadruple down. There's plenty of time to do that. If you felt like Justin Fields was not getting a fair shake here, did not have the right supporting cast, did not have the right coaching staff, you could double down on that. And so it kind of almost took for him to get back on the field to kind of remind people what we're dealing with here.
Yep.
And I don't know which way I went there. I mean, obviously I listen to nonstop Chicago Bears content here, elsewhere, the national voices. People start talking about Caleb Williams, Drake May. I didn't know where I stood. After that game, I got to say, I'm back on the Justin Fields bandwagon.
You're living week to week, Kevin.
Yes.
You think so?
A little bit you are. If he doesn't play well this Sunday, are you going
I'll
to
be the other way?
Right, it's going to go. The pendulum.
It's
will
like
swing
every
back.
other hopeless Bears fan right now.
I'm not saying
sorry.
you are.
Looking at what he brought to the table against the Detroit Lions, a very good defense, a defense that could be playing late into the playoffs, and him being in complete control for most of those games. Now, he obviously would have liked to see him put the ball in the end zone a few more times, and we'd have a much different conversation right now. But I just kind of looked at what he's able to do when you design a game plan around him. When that game plan is clicking, I just don't see like how you reset this clock. I don't want to go back to zero with Caleb Williams or Drake May, particularly since people are cooling on both of them right now.
Yeah, for me, it's intriguing because if you'd asked me 3 weeks ago, because to me what I felt was most likely was they were going to move on. But like you said, the way he played against the Lions, now I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel of this possibility he can return. And the reason it's exciting is because of a guy named Marvin Harrison Jr. And you talk about Caleb Williams, Drake May, and all these different prospects, but we know those are like questions. Can they be great quarterbacks?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a general consensus that this Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a great wide receiver.
You're going to be heartbroken if he's not here.
Right. Well, exactly. But Justin Fields returning means you have that opportunity to draft him and not look back, which is exciting.
Going to be a really, really, really hard offseason decisions for Ryan Poles is how I'm looking at it. You have to make a decision on your head coach as a friend of yours. Maybe that's an easy decision, but it's going to be an emotional decision for him, and that's what he gets paid to do. So he's going to have to move forward. And the quarterback decision is not going to be easy because Justin Fields is good at playing football, but I don't think I think everyone would agree. I think that he's not elite at playing football.
Well, my biggest thing is, can he stay healthy and can he stay on the field? And that's the biggest check mark against him for me.
Well,
I think sometimes our expectations in Chicago, we think a guy is going to arrive as a fully formed quarterback and is going to be throwing for 400 yards, every game. Maybe CJ Stroud. I don't know. I was CJ, but I don't think that's realistic. I mean, Patrick Mahomes was unbelievable his first 5 years. He also had a Hall of Fame receiver in Tyreek Hill. and a Hall of Fame tight end in Travis Kelce, right? And some really good running backs and
Yep.
amazing
And Andy
offensive
Reid.
line. And Andy Reid.
But did you
Justin Fields has not had that. Caleb Williams is not going to have that. Drake May's not going to have that. But Justin Fields will be closer to having that if we're able to use, 2 top picks, possibly, 2 picks within the top 10 on a Marvin Harrison Jr., on another great offensive line. I think that offensive line is close to being good.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. So I don't think a decision has to be made. You say we're week to week, and that's okay. The pendulum has swung in favor of Justin, rightfully so. He played great.
Yeah.
Monday,
you still have 6 more games.
Right. Monday, if he doesn't play well, then
Right.
your emotions go back the other way. You start thinking about the college quarterbacks, and I think that's okay. Like, he's got 6 games to prove it, but more importantly, and this is what we talked a lot about on the post-game show, the coaches also need to be on a 6-game evaluation.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't just be about Justin Fields, because that decision is just as
if
important.
Justin
as
Fields
the
plays
quarterback.
well the next 6 weeks, is there any scenario where
They
The
keep
coaches-
Justin and lose the coaches.
yeah,
Well, they did that with Jay Cutler. When they got rid of Jay Cutler, they brought in a coach that had to be willing to coach Jay Cutler. Bruce Arians was interviewed, and he said, well, I want to get rid of Jay. And they said, sorry, you're not hired. We'll hire Mark Trestman.
But is
So
this a scenario where where it's like LeBron, where he has pull and say? Like, does Justin have a say? Does he
Right.
sit down with Poles and he says, I need this, this, and this, and this is not happening with Matt Eberflus?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's got that, but that's an interesting question.
And if he does have that, well, he's not. There's no way that Justin Fields is walking into Ryan Poles' office, Adam Hogue, right, and saying, "I demand Matt Eberflus is my head coach, and give me Luke Getsy too." There's just not a
But
chance.
is he
that that's
saying
it.
the opposite? Is he saying, I'm out if they're here, or is he?
I don't think that's his personality to do
No.
that either. There's no way I'm staying. Either trade me or get rid of this guy. He hasn't earned that right either. I mean,
Right.
But can Justin Fields save their jobs with his play the last 6 weeks?
Yes. Yes,
He
because
could.
if they had
I
beaten
agree.
Detroit, people would start to be coming around about the
Mhm.
coaching staff right now. The reason it's hellfire and brimstone on the coaches is how they blew that game, and it's directly because of them. Then you add on the fact that they called out Justin all week as far as what his consistency needed
Yeah.
to show. Now it's all going to be on the primetime stage against Minnesota, a team that blitzes a lot that you didn't adjust to the first time you played them. You didn't even have a good game plan going into the game. So I'm actually really excited for this. Get these guys on the primetime lights, and let's see who's got the flaws.
well, it was interesting with Colton. I asked him, biggest win for the rest of the season. I thought he was going to say this Monday against Minnesota, but he went all the way to the end of the year in Green Bay.
He's a Chicago kid, so
I know, but not to.
You wanted to
not,
get them
live audience here. I'm out here yelling Green Bay at him.
not to quibble with Cole, but that's the last game of the year, and it's going to matter nothing.
You're quibbling.
They haven't
You're
beat them
quibbling.
since 2018.
They haven't beat a divisional opponent since.
I guess what's painful about that, it underlines how little this Monday night game means. Whereas if they had won last week, granted it'd be very pie in the sky, but you would at least it would feel bigger if they had won last week against Detroit.
100%.
Yeah. And going back to just being open to Justin Fields and being back on that bandwagon, like I feel like you look around the NFL and it's like how many teams are getting consistent quarterback play. Even last night, that Chiefs Eagles game, top, Super Bowl preview, whatever. Jalen Hurts, whatever. Like Patrick Mahomes, I don't think they scored in the second half, right? So, like these things happen. You have to have a team around
Someone
you.
had the over.
You know what I liked about last night is Tyler Scott stops running, doesn't catch the bomb. Well,
Mhm.
there's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I mean,
true.
game time, boom, game over, drops it. Patrick Mahomes
Yep.
beside himself. I'm like, even the best team in the NFL, the Super Bowl champions,
Right.
they have moments like this. Thank you.
And the Eagles are able to go into Arrowhead on a Monday night in a crazy environment and pull off their win because of their defense, not necessarily who was under center for them.
You know, the Eagles have won 13 games in a row against winning teams.
Wow.
13 in a row against winning teams. We're 0-16.
I follow
Not even one win.
I follow the PHLY Eagles account, and every once in a while, you'll just see people complaining and grousing about their start. They're 9-1. It's like, I understand, like, when you're in that position, you want to be fine-tuned, and they lost the Super Bowl last year, but come on, man. Like, you guys are in a mansion right now. It's not.
It's all relative, though.
I
They're
know.
used to winning. They're
Right.
conditioned
I
to
would
feel
love
that
to have
way.
it.
Yep.
I would love to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to next Monday night. I think that's something we weren't necessarily when your guy Tyson Bagent was quarterbacking. It was a little bit of a slog. Now we're set up for a nice month and a half end
It's
of
the
season.
perfect week
It
to
is
have
slog
them.
Bagent me.
It's the perfect week to have the Monday night game, like they were talking about earlier. Thursday for Thanksgiving, we have 3 games.
Mhm.
Friday, there's a game, right? Or
Friday there's a game.
Friday,
Yes,
is
Black
it-
Friday. Black
no
Friday
game on
NFL.
Saturday. It's college all day Saturday. Then Sunday, games all day. Get to watch the tank watch with Carolina and everything that unfolds with that. So this is the best week. I'm gonna jumpstart what I'm thankful for, and I'm thankful for that the Bears play on Monday.
I'll give you a
There you
lineup:
go.
Packers, Lions at 11:30 on Thanksgiving. Great way to start your day. Then the Commanders and the Cowboys, and the Niners and the Seahawks. Friday's game is the Dolphins and the Jets, which does nothing for
The
anyone. But
Commanders losing to the Giants last week. I mean, that we didn't talk much about it because we were focused on the abysmal meltdown in Detroit.
well,
but
people think that Ron Rivera's
Danny
getting fired.
Danny DeVito's cousin Tommy beating the Commanders was a miracle.
Did you?
If
And
you don't want to watch the Dolphins game, you can watch Illinois high school football.
Okay,
on
there,
Friday.
there we
that's
go.
True.
Watch Kacy high school football.
Yes.
Better option.
She's got some good backstories coming.
Did you do the Fields exercise with Danny Tommy DeVito? Like Fields, one of his best games of the year was against the Commanders, and here's DeVito rolling in there, who's in essence brags, who's also throwing 3 touchdowns. I've
seen people bring that up.
Of course you have,
Yeah,
Mr. Twitter.
All right. I want to tell everyone about Midtown Athletic Club.
Our show is literally on social media. I don't know if you realize that, Mr. Social Media.
Bye, Hogs. James and
Bye,
Adam
James.
Hogue
Bye, Adam.
and Papa Hogue.
And Papa
Richard
Hogue, all
Hogue
the
leaving out.
Hogues.
3 generations of Hogues.
We've just lost
Walking out.
60% of our audience.
The Midtown Athletic Club is our new sponsor. We are so excited. They have 4 Chicagoland locations. There's the one right in the middle of Bucktown and Lincoln Park with that awesome gleaming hotel. There's one in Bannockburn in the North Shore, one in Palatine in the Northwest Suburbs. The one I went to with my family on Saturday morning in Willowbrook in the Southwest Suburbs. We had a great time. Karina and Kenzie got a private tennis lesson with Coach Dom.
I saw video. Looked good.
They actually look pretty good. They had no tennis experience, and Coach Dom had them smashing forehands.
Look
by
out,
the end of the half
Karina
hour.
and Venus.
Let's
The
go.
Kaduk
Exactly.
sisters are coming.
They had a blast. They got a smoothie. They've got this awesome kind of like juice stand. So they got the
Cute.
smoothies.
So good.
They had a little track around the workout area, so they were able to run with Dad.
Best thing about
around that.
Best thing about a health club is going there to eat,
Yeah,
take
and
a shower. Working out stinks. Thank you.
at Midtown Athletic Club, they have something for everyone. Single people, families with kids, people looking to make lifestyle changes, holistic wellness people, I guess. I don't know what holistic wellness people are, but
It's me.
it sounds amazing. And their places are awesome. I mean, they are positioned at the top of the workout market. And if you are looking to make a lifestyle change on January 1st, you might as well do it now.
Let's
Beat
go.
the crowds.
Let's go. Black Friday.
Look, you could join like other specialized clubs for, kickboxing, bike riding, high intensity, but they have everything there right under the same roof. You can do yoga, boxing, spin and cycling, cross training.
Well, that's the thing too. A lot of
Yeah.
people spend a bunch of money to go to a yoga studio, whereas you could just join a place like Midtown or join Midtown, and you get all of that. It's all included plus everything else.
More than 100 classes per week.
Right. Way better.
And we haven't even mentioned the best tennis courts and programming in the sport.
Ugh.
Midtown has indoor, outdoor tennis, pickleball, and paddle tennis, USTA professional quality all the way. Also, make sure to check out the Bannockburn. Midtown Palatine has a multi-million-dollar transformation of the club, which will be complete in early 2024. Listeners can lock in favorable rates there if they join before the end of the year. So anyway, head over to midtown.com/CHGO to check out more, and you can set up a tour of Midtown Athletic Club, just like most of us at CHGO are doing. You will not regret it. It is the place to be in 2023 and 2024.
That is a beautiful thing, and I'm assuming I'm up right now, and don't you worry, Kevin Kaduk.
It's game time.
Oh,
it's game time.
Thank
Carm.
you so much. It is my favorite, or one of my favorites, because I appreciate all of our sponsors, but I do love the secondary ticket market, and there is only one place that you should be doing that, which is Game Time Tickets. Download the Game Time Ticket app right now, and you will be getting not only the best way to get your tickets, but also you'll be getting a great value when you use the code CHGO. We give you 20% off on your first purchase. 20% off, team. All you got to do.
Makes for good gifts.
It does. That's a great
Holiday
point.
gift.
Right.
Game time. Go on there.
Buy
do something
tickets.
Spontaneous.
Hook somebody up with
Yeah.
tickets to, and as you know, Kacy, not just games, but shows and concerts and anything you could possibly want. The Lawrence Benedetto live show at a place to be determined down the line, right? Greg Braggs it's got to be tickets to his cul-de-sac where you can park for free.
the Greg Braggs chili cook-off.
That's right.
Know is coming.
Download that Game Time app today. Create an account. Use the code CHGO. $20 off. Terms apply. Again, create that account. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
As I've said before, Game Time game of the week for me this week is the Friday matinee Blackhawks.
Expensive.
Black Friday. It's expensive. It's up there. Not with Game Time.
Well,
save your $20 with CHGO off.
There you go. Best price you're going to get is on Game Time. Lowest price guaranteed.
So check that out.
Yeah.
All right. Last year we had an amazing Thanksgiving episode. We talked about what we were thankful for in Chicago sports. I think it was just me and you, Carm. So we're going to expand it to Kacy and Braggs.
All right.
And I'm going to give Kacy the floor because she is the woman on the set, and ladies first.
Thank you.
Kacy, you're first off, you're looking very Thanksgiving right now.
I'm going for the festive colors.
I like that.
Cole Komet said he liked my sweater, so
that's a win.
Thankful for that.
Gobble gobble.
So I want to go back to like June, July, when the Blackhawks secured the #1 pick in the draft lottery. I really just feel like what we all need right now is hope.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the Chicago Blackhawks are giving us that hope. Yes, they're not having the best season in the world, but having Connor Bedard is something that I'm really grateful for, because I feel like he is a new face of the franchise. He has created a lot of great content for our CHGO Blackhawks show, and the guys are having fun with that.
Yep.
And it was also the opportunity to go and cover the draft in Nashville, which was such a great experience for me, for our whole CHGO and ALLCITY crew. It was a really cool experience to be there and kind of be live. I remember the moment that the numbers came up and the Chicago Blackhawks got that pick. And I remember I was shaking and I couldn't like post fast enough. And I was just like so excited, and everyone was texting. And that's a memory that I will look back on fondly this year as something I'm really thankful for.
Yeah, Mario Tirabassi certainly enjoyed that moment as well.
That's probably my favorite social clip of the entire year.
Yep.
Just because they were live on camera, the CHGO Blackhawks crew doing the draft lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And just the tension, even if you go back and watch that and you know the outcome, it's still fun to watch because you just see these guys and you just feel it through them. And then when the card gets flipped, what happened in that studio was just amazing.
God.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to say that we absolutely positively needed that in the city, but we needed that in the city. I mean, and they were,
and they were one of the teams. I mean, now more teams need some help, but they were one of the teams that really needed a turnaround, and a turnaround soon. And whether that's going to be right away, no, that's fine. But
well, it's instant in enjoying watching them play, even though they're 5-11 and whatever, sitting at the bottom of the Central Division. It's still what's Bedard gonna do tonight? Fun watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're loaded with picks in the 2024 draft. When you go out and see them play like a hard-fought game, but they give up a goal in the last 8 minutes, this is a year where it's like, okay, great, that's going to improve their draft position. It's if you can get 2 great Connor Bedard highlights out of a game and a loss right now, like sign me up. Like that's a great position to be in.
Yep.
I told this story though from the lottery night. I was actually in a parking lot waiting for my girls to get out of a ballet class, and I was watching the CHGO Blackhawks on my iPhone, just going absolutely nuts. And again, I'm texting everyone. My hands are literally shaking. And I'm sitting in the front seat of my car, and all of a sudden it's like banging on the window, and I look over. And this guy's like, Blackhawks. I'd never seen this guy in my life.
Amazing.
And so I like rolled down the window. He's like, did you see? He's like, I just saw your license plate because I have a Blackhawks license plate. He's like, they just got Connor Bedard. I'm like, yeah. And like we had this moment, and then it was that. I've never seen that guy again in my life.
Love it.
I think he was there to pick up his girls from the same ballet
Amazing.
class, but
It has united all of us.
Right. I tried to explain to one of my friends, and I definitely live in a world of extremes and hyperbole, but
No,
one
you
of,
don't.
yes, I do. But I tried to explain to him because he's only a Bears fan. He doesn't watch any other sports. 365 days a year, Bears. I go, this Connor Bedard moment when they knew they were going to get him, if you take out all the championship moments in Chicago sports history, it was a top 5, top 3 moment in Chicago sports history. And he started naming off all these. I was like, no, this is a generational type. I mean, that word's been thrown around a lot here in football lately, but he's truly a generational talent. It's like getting LeBron. It's like getting Peyton Manning.
And for people who didn't understand that, as soon as you saw his highlights from Florida, where he just picked that dude right on the end line, turned around and one shot and roofed it without even looking at the goalie.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's why.
Yep. Yeah. And that pass, you know, where he kind of like curled his stick, came back around, puck comes back to him, crossover, bang in the goal. Like he's a highlight
18 years old.
Yeah.
A young 18.
Yeah. And he's kind of got that assassin look too. That's the other thing I like about him.
Yeah, he's kind of scary.
He's stone cold killer.
Like he looks
Hockey
sweet,
robot.
but also like, oh, I wouldn't want to cross him.
You're like, if like part of his like face fell off and it was like titanium underneath, you'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
Yes, that is so true.
Greg, who's more mature, you or Connor Bedard?
Connor Bedard by far. I mean, we could literally name every person in this building, including those little children over there, and they're all infinitely more mature than me.
Connor Bedard also has never had Taco Bell.
Well,
that's why he's healthy. Look at him.
That's something.
Yeah. He's never had fast food. I don't think he's ever had soda. Yeah.
Should we bring him Taco Bell?
Never had a Happy Meal growing up.
Should we I just want to.
Casey's had McDonald's twice today.
No, I have not. Okay, no, I have not. I haven't eaten really. I had a nice Cliff Bar. I'm hungry.
Casey will have McDonald's twice today.
Carmen and I are going to McDonald's after this.
Yeah, I hate peanut butter, and Kacy comes over and tries to feed me a Nutri-Grain, an oatmeal bar.
It's
or whatever.
A Cliff Bar.
It's a Cliff Bar.
It's healthy.
It's peanut butter. I hate peanut butter.
Okay. What I'm saying is, to wrap things up, Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks. That's what I'm grateful for this year.
Amazing. Carm, what are you thankful for?
Well, personally, I'm thankful for getting to work with all you fine people. It's
you can start with me. Go ahead.
No. I'm starting with the whole team. From Jake to Lawrence to Greg to Kacy to Kevin to Adam to Woot to Komet to Carman.
You're gonna name every person.
We're good. We know
our Bears team is large, but no, that would be one. Sports wise, around that's a tough one, honestly. Like, yeah, no, I got it, but you know, I was gonna say
I literally tagged you on Slack and said
I understand. I was gonna say, oh, the Cubs hang around, but I'm not going. You know what? I'll put it on for the Northwestern Wildcat basketball team making the tournament for the second time. That's right, Benedetto. That was freaking awesome.
I thought this was like something we could all share in. Northwestern basketball.
Cats.
Yeah.
Go Cats. How about we share in the fact that Greg Braggs' sorry Purdue team came in at number one in the country and lost in Evanston. That was amazing.
Did you guys buy a car? Did you buy one? Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. Very good. Beautiful family. Nice car to carry them around in. Nice work here.
That's the way it gets.
One time my dad bought a new minivan, Chrysler minivan. Fact on Black Wednesday.
Subscribe to the CHGO.
We had a minivan growing up. My mom was actually.
Subscribe to the CHGO Sports Podcast. Thank you.
Well, you gotta wait when they're still in the building to yell that to them. So we used to have a minivan growing up, and my mom. I miss the days because now I think she'd probably be arrested for this. But we'd take the middle seat out.
Oh
when
yeah,
we were on like long trips.
Oh yeah. Oh, you would lay down?
You have one of those little TVs you'd plug into the.
That was a recipe for death.
Did your mom tell you that if you turn on the light in the back seat, that's illegal?
Yeah.
Why did our parents tell us that?
But we also took the middle seat out and turned it into a moving living room, which was.
Ray, is that legal? I want to know. Car people. What the heck?
I feel,
See, there
my
you go.
parents said the same
Our
thing. I think they
parents
didn't
would.
want it on.
Oh, that's illegal, honey.
I tell
Turn the
my
light
kids that because you don't want to drain the battery because they're inevitably going to leave it on.
off. But that's just one of those things. Like, how did that start? And why do we tell everybody that? Why do we lie to our
It's a great
children?
lie.
There, see, one of our, what's your name? Mark drives it
Mark.
on all the time. Never a problem. Be like Mark.
Just
Out here supporting the CHGO Sports
be
Podcast.
like Mark.
We like guys named Mark.
We do like Mike, and he's got a Bulls hat on. Come on. I don't know what's going on with the Bulls.
So you're not thankful for the
We're not
Bulls.
grateful for the Bulls.
There's nothing to be. No. You know, if I was gonna
Jordan
pick,
days.
if I was gonna pick a Bull to be grateful for, I would name Alex Caruso. That guy gets after it every single damn night. Season tickets for Mark. There we go. Throwing your money away, Mark. That's okay.
What else are you thankful for?
I just gave a lot of stuff. You want more?
You said Northwestern basketball.
Okay.
Craig Counsell, are you thankful for him?
No, don't care. But
Wow.
I mean, players. We need players. I think that's cool that they hired Counsell, but go out and sign someone. I actually. So no. Who else am I thankful for? Listen, I'll say this. I am thankful for the journey the Bears are putting us on, because when they get there, whatever the hell that is, it is going to feel like you actually went through the Sahara Desert and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and everything else by the time that they finally get to the promised land here, whatever the hell that's going to be.
I will say Sunday was the first time where I kind of felt like, okay, maybe there is something here, because it wasn't just Justin Fields making plays. It was a lot of people making plays. Yep. And there was a long list. I wrote about it in the newsletter. There was a long list. I mean, there was people making, there's 3 interceptions. Tyreek Stevenson has his first career interception, forces a fumble.
TJ Edwards
was leading the team in tackles, interception. Tremaine Edmonds didn't have the greatest game, but he picked somebody off. Roshan Johnson,
Montez Sweat got a sack. Jervon Dexter,
Jack Sanborn, Dexter standing out. Yeah. Roshan Johnson had that stiff arm on Jack Campbell, which was amazing. I just took a video clip of that and put it on CHGO Sports. People ate that up. And then I think later on, he just completely trucked Cam Sutton for a first down.
Yep.
So I can inject that into my veins.
No, you're right. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel a little bit with some of the talent they're starting to put together.
Right. And that's again, like I think 38 years of Super Bowl drought has made us rightfully so impatient, right? And for us to think that, okay, they were going to come into 2023 and automatically be this juggernaut when they had so many young players, it wasn't realistic. And we should have, we probably should have put brakes on. But right now it's like, okay, at least we have signs. We can see somewhat of a core developing.
Yep.
And it's going to be a lot easier for that core to go forward if Justin Fields is a guy and you're not spending one of those top those top picks.
Yep. I got too excited, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. All right. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? If you are, then we have some great news for you. As you can tell from our set today, we are on the same team as Ray Chrysler, Dodge Jeep, and Ram in Fox Lake. Here at Ray CDJR, you will always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest inventories and find unforgettable savings. And right now, during Black Friday sales event at Ray CDJR in Fox Lake, 0% financing is now available on select new models all month long, not just this weekend. But that's not all. Just for listening, you can get a free oil change when you mention CHGO at the service center, or mention CHGO when you book online at raycdjr/service. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you have to check out the team at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, because they are the only team we recommend. Visit them today on Route 12, right out here in Fox Lake. And for more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com. Serving the community since
1963, baby. Brags.
That's right. Also want to give a shout out to Circa, our friends over at Circa. They've been such a great partner here so far with us, joining our tailgates, our watch parties, and everything else they're doing here at CHGO Sports. So you got to check them out. They're tight money line splits. Games strive to be a -110 split on the Circa Sports menu, unlike other sports books, which may use a -115 or -120 split. Circa Sports keeps as little money as possible on large market bets, especially compared to the other books. Very transparent. That's what I love about Circa Sports. They do not limit players based on their winnings. Every player has the same limits, unlike other books who do limit winning players. Go ahead and compare for yourself to the other lines with each sports book. You'll find out for yourself. There are real people behind the Circa Sports brand who resolve issues in a timely fashion, unlike other books who use those chat bots. What do they know? Getting tired of all this, artificial intelligence. That's not what they do here at Circa. They use real people with real intelligence.
Right, real
Not
intelligence.
computer intelligence.
They have none of that when they figure out their game, the lines for the game.
That's
Keep going.
right. They use real people holding those lines down. So download the Circa Sports app at circasports.com/Illinois-app to sign up today. Also be on the lookout for Circa events, watch parties, and tailgates. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text GAMB to 833-234 or visit areyoureallywinning.com.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, Braggs.
Yes.
Greg Braggs Jr. thankful for. You've had quite a year.
I have had quite a year. So I guess I'll start out with the sentimental, and what I am thankful for is Bears Twitter. Carm always gives me crap about Bears Twitter, but I am thankful for it for a few reasons. One, it built a community that I am proud to be a part of. And, people always give Twitter and social media a negative connotation. It's a toxic environment. Just everyone. I mean, anybody, even if you're a part of social media, there's a part of you that resents it because of its toxicity. But I've always been somebody that sees the best in people, sees the best in things. I try not to look at the negative. We all have flaws, including myself. And that is what is great about Twitter is if you try to see the good in people, and they're out there, you'll find it. And what I found with Twitter was you guys. And if it wasn't for that platform, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Aww.
I wouldn't have been able to give up my bricklaying job to help my family, advance what we're doing here in our lives. My daughter, making her life better. There's a part of me that misses bricklaying, but certainly not in the winter, not having to go out there in the cold right now and lay bricks and be here and hanging out with you guys. It's definitely improved my life. And now I get to chase my passion and my dream that I've always had and show that to my daughter. And one day when she gets older, show her my journey. That wouldn't have happened without Bears Twitter. That wouldn't have happened without social media. So for all the negative things that are attached to social media, there is some good in it. And somehow I found it and used it for good and used it to help my life.
Well, that's a great lesson. I mean, Twitter, if you blame Twitter, it's like kind of blaming the telephone. The telephone is a tool. You can use the telephone to do whatever, reach whoever you want in the world. Same thing with social media. And you went on there and you decided, okay, I'm going to build up my persona, my reputation. I'm going to network. We're going to see what comes out of it. And you've made relationships, not just at CHGO, but in, all outlets across the city. And, it pays off. So if you are a young journalism student, looking to get out, you have to use these social platforms to leverage. And they can be very powerful. I mean, you never know where they're going to lead you.
I think everyone should hire Braggs to speak at their student journalism school.
Right. And we were talking about this on the way here because you're doing the high school coverage here this weekend, covering the state finals here in Illinois for football. And there's two things I always tell people, young journalists getting into the game, whether you're going to school for it or not. Get into high school coverage and networking. Those are the two things that, for me, were a great springboard. High school coverage teaches you the structure of the media game at the most pure level. You're doing it for passion. You're not doing it for clicks or money. You're doing it. The people that are invested in high school coverage are doing it for the passion of it. And you learn that. And then the other aspect of networking that I've always tried to tell people, I use social media to network. That's how I found you, Kevin, and we met and created a relationship. But also just creating genuine relationships with people, genuine connections that aren't just looking to get something out of it. Try to meet people and connect with people on a different level than just finding what they can do for you. You know, always try to do something for someone else. And then if it comes back the other way, that's how karma works. That's how, paying it forward works. And that's something that I've always tried to live by.
Yep.
Speaking of Twitter, shout out to Chicago sports fan who was out here earlier today.
Andrew,
Andrew going on Twitter. Want to say thank you to HCH Bears, at Brick Regs, Carm, Hogue, Nick, Kevin, Kacy for any awesome show today. And it was nice meeting you guys. You all had a lot of fun. See, on that is a great use of Twitter.
Love it.
That's right. And so my funny side of what I'm grateful for on Thanksgiving, we don't have to go too far down this well unless you want to, is I am thankful for prime rib, because without it, I'd be stuck with turkey this Thanksgiving, Lawrence. And now instead, I'm going to force my wife to help me make prime rib, and then I won't have to be forced to eat dry, crappy turkey. I don't care how good you cook it. I don't care how good of a cook you are. When we're at my mom's house on Thursday, we have all this crappy Thanksgiving food across the table that everyone else seems to enjoy, and I don't. I'm going to be eating prime rib.
Here's the thing. I know you don't mean it this way, but I do think like you're putting your mom in a bad spot here. Because I'll tell you one thing. I hated pork chops growing up. Absolutely hated pork chops.
Right.
Then I had a pork chop that was not made in my house. And I changed my tune, right? And my mom's a good cook. Pork chops are not her thing.
You guys are making me hungry. When are we getting McDonald's?
Very soon. Very soon, Kacy.
Well, I don't know.
Although Bragg's is talking, so it could be a while.
That's true. You knew better if putting me on this show. My mom's a good cook. If you came to her Thanksgiving, you'd sing her praises. You'd be like, Barb, this is the best Thanksgiving I've ever had. And I'll be in the corner complaining that I had to waste my time eating this crappy food. So my mom is a good cook. So it isn't. She is taking a stray there.
My mom can make a turkey. So maybe you come over for turkey, you change your tune.
So let me ask you guys this. This is a good would you rather.
Here we go.
Would you rather
have
Thanksgiving food every other day for a year, or never have Thanksgiving food again? I'll start with you.
Wait, would I rather have Thanksgiving food every other day?
Yeah, you'd have to have it every other day for a year.
Never again.
Yes.
Never again. That's a weird one.
It's a weird, bad, terrible question, but I will. You telling me that do I have to worry about any health implications?
No health implications. Why
all right, I'll eat Thanksgiving food every other day. No problem.
Instead of losing it for the rest of your life.
I'll have a turkey sandwich for lunch every other day. Sure, why not? Absolutely.
I just don't think it's a fair question. I mean, part of the allure of Thanksgiving is you have it once a year. And it's
it's a moronic question by a man who's trying to prove some weird point
I don't need to need a nap every other day. That's what'll slow you down.
It is a nap inducer.
Yeah.
Which is part of its allure once a year.
I mean, because I'd eat steak every other day.
You'd die. But yes.
Well,
yeah. I'd eat chicken every other day.
Good source of iron there. Your T-bone. All right, your Chicago
perfect world.
Your Chicago sports thing that you're thankful for. Greg Braggs Jr.
Shohei Ohtani. Shohei, I'm thankful for you, my friend.
Why?
And it has nothing to do with the fact that I want you to sign with the Cubs. I just think you're a great baseball player. You're a great person first and foremost.
So you're just grateful for the speculation that he's creating with the Cubs.
I'm grateful for your dog. No, you know what?
That's not a Chicago sports thing.
This has nothing to do with you signing with the Cubs. I just want you to know from me here at CHGO Sports and all of us, we think you're a great person. And anytime you'd like to come to Chicago, we'd love to have you and take you on the architectural
Ray will
boat
get you
tour.
a Jeep.
Yeah, Ray will get you a Jeep.
Probably.
Drive around the city, go on the architectural boat tour. We're just thankful for you, Shohei Ohtani, for everything that you are.
I wonder if we could put that on CapCut, and would CapCut then put like Japanese translations on it?
I can look into that for you. I don't know.
Sounds like
that was a very heartfelt appeal to Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, he looks directly at camera. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, what about you?
All right. I'm just Connor Bedard, by far and away, is the thing I'm most thankful for. Every day I wake up, and I can't believe that Connor Bedard, after a year and a half or 2 years of talking about him, is wearing a Blackhawks sweater. I can't believe it. But I'm also thankful for the other top-end athletes in town, starting with Justin Fields, Luis Robert Jr., Nico and Dansby, whoever might end up on the Cubs this year, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine to a degree. There are still quality performances out there. There's still great moments. And then I'm thankful for our team that does respond to those moments and is passionate about it. I am hoping for a winner. I'm hoping for a deep playoff run from any of our teams.
Somebody out
Just
there.
somebody. Like I look at, Philly or Arizona or DNVR. I mean, these guys are, if not winning championships in the case of DNVR twice in the last, year and a half, at least making deep runs. I want to get there.
Our time is coming.
It was at our time in 2022, 2023, 2024. Just please let's flip it. But like I said last year, I am just so thankful for the opportunity every day that we have at CHGO. What we've built here since March 2022 has been nothing short of amazing. I don't think there's anything in the market like it. And the reason is because of our people and our audience. I just kind of look back on 2023 and the great events that we've had, not just in our studios, but outside when we expand our universe. And whether it's at Joe's on Weed Street for our draft party,
It's fun.
at Wrigley or Comiskey for our Sox and Cubs outings, that Christopher Morel walk-off against the Sox was...
Oh, man, that was the best day ever.
That was crazy. We had a golf outing at Cog Hill.
That was fun.
That was amazing. We've had Bulls and Hawks takeovers. We've got Cole Kmet coming in our studio, on a regular basis. And not just because he's paid to be there, because he wants to be there. He shows up early, stays late.
He laughs at Carm.
And I think it's because of what we built.
He
Like,
compliments my sweater.
It's a fun place to hang out. We're doing stuff that has not been seen in Chicago sports media. And I said the other day, I said, look, we're building our audience and our numbers are going like this.
One mark at a time, baby.
And once we get a winner, I mean, this thing's going to go in the absolute stratosphere.
It really will. I
So-
mean, if the Bears were, I told somebody, if the Bears were good this year, every win would feel like the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. That's how death starved we are for a winner in this city.
Oh,
Mark wants to talk about Patrick Williams.
What do you want to say about Patrick Williams? Yeah, he's not, Mark. He's not getting 200 mil. He's not getting 100 mil.
Mark came here just to air his grievances. That's Festivus next year.
Listen,
Next month.
Let me tell you this about Patrick Williams, about thankful for. And I know you're not going to want to hear this, but Patrick Williams is one of the nicest dudes going. So if we want to root for somebody to come out of it and find his way on a Bulls team has lost its way, Patrick Williams is an easy guy to root for. Yeah. Hey, long season. They're going to have some trades.
That's like the weird thing about Chicago right now is there's not a lot of assholes on the teams.
There really aren't.
There's a lot of good dudes out there.
I'm trying to think locker room wise, even like the biggest jerk in the Bears locker room. He's not even a jerk. He's trying to be a jerk, but he doesn't even mean it. Is Lucas Patrick? He's actually like a nice guy.
He's just kind of gassy.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't think the media likes him, so he's leaning into that, which is not really true.
Yeah.
And then I don't.
You channel it into your play, Lucas.
He's played better lately. I'll give him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's played better.
Anyway, again, I want to give thanks to the passion of our CHGO staff, the passion of our diehards, the passion of the fans we are still yet to meet. We appreciate all your support. Want everyone at home to have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for your support of the Chicago Sports Podcast. And again, our network will be back again next Thursday. But until then, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your turkey or your prime rib. Thanks for coming out to Ray,
Thanks,
Chevy,
Mark.
Ray CDJR. It's
Mark,
been a
you're the
great day.
best. Thanks to Ray and everybody for having us out here. By the way, that was awesome. Ray and Ray.
We're going to go stuff our faces somewhere.
All right,
Mhm.
let's
All
go.
We all silly like the mayor.